Hello viewers and listeners. In our last video concerning pronunciation, I promised to come back with certain explanation, and today this is a video about it, and let me assess your prior knowledge about and your practice, how you pronounce the sound C, whether you pronounce it as C in a word or Z in a word or both. Do we read as Z or C or both? Could you give example, please? If in two forms, meaning in as Z and as C, then what are pointers as a rule to consider? Do we have certain pattern? Have you ever noted that you have pronounced C as Z? Let's review it. Would you pronounce the word when I give you in spellings or in sounds, and note that you pronounce it as Z? For example, I-S, W-A-S, B-E-C-A-U-S-E, T-E-A-S-E, P-O-S-E, W-H-O-S-E, N-O-S-E, C-O-N-F-U-S-E, C as key sound, R-E-A-S-O-N, H-I-S, C-O-U-S-I-N, P-A-U-S-E, and so on. What have you noted? How did you read it? Have you read it as Z or C sound? Why is that? Could you give reason? Some non-native English language speakers may pronounce C as C in any words rather than Z. This may affect the meaning intended, however, so care should be taken. As a revision, last time I gave you three words like asks, learns, pushes. These three words were given as examples, and they have different ways of pronunciation concerning what sound comes before the S or C sound. This needs us to know about IPA sounds represented by English letters. There are 44 sounds. From these, 24 are consonants and 20 are vowels. Please do not confuse yourself with 26 letters of English alphabet. From these, 5 are vowel letters: A, E, I, O, U. Yes, that is true, but they are symbols represent sounds. Sounds can be represented by one or more than one letter or symbol. So the combination of letters is used to yield or bring more sounds. Hence, in IPA doesn't mean International Phonetic Alphabet. So that is what contains 44 sounds, including vowels and consonants. So when we focus on pronunciation and sounds represented by letters, we need to note these 44 sounds. Most of these letters combine to give other sounds, like diphthongs, triphthongs. When three sounds come together, when three layers come together and form the sounds, when two comes together and form one sound, that's what we call diphthong, triphthong, and like. Our concern is here pronunciation. To this effect, we have to know whether a sound is voiced or not. Why should we know about voiced or non-voiceless? Why should we know about voiced or voiceless sounds? This determines the choice of Z or C sound. How do we know that? There are some rules suggested by scholars like Cook 1996. For example, rule 1, all vowel sounds are voiced. When C sound comes after vowel, you pronounce as Z. So when C comes after vowel, it sounds as Z, like go, goes. Rule number 2. Most of the consonant sounds are voiced, like B, D, G, J, L, M, N, R, V, W, Y, Z, and the like. In this regard, when C comes after these consonant letters, it is sounded as Z. In the first rule, what did we say? We said that all vowels are voiced. Then the C sound that comes after this vowel is sounded as Z. Here, most voiced consonants again require C to be pronounced as Z. There are some unvoiced consonant sounds. These, for example, K, P, T. When S or C sound comes after these letters and the like, especially unvoiced consonants, C is pronounced as it is C. Why do we think we should know these? They are important to pronounce the C sound. Rule number 3. When C comes after voiced sounds, consonants or vowels, it is pronounced as Z. Rule 4. When C comes after another C, it is pronounced as Z. For example, classes, CLASS. So it ended with C sound. Then when you add ES for pluralization, it sounds as Z sound. Classes. Rule number 5. When C comes after unvoiced sound like PTK, how do we know whether a sound is voiced or not? You just put your index and the middle fingers across your neck, or mainly the part literally called Adam's apple or larynx or voice box. At the same time, you can say or sound out loud. When you do so, you feel a vibration on your fingers. If so, it is voiced sound. When you say that sound and shake by using your index and the middle finger across your voice box or larynx, if you sense the vibration, the sound is said to be voiced. And when S comes after this sound, it is changed into Z sound. Contrary to this, if you can't feel this, the sound is unvoiced or voiceless. For example, to check this, put your index finger and your middle finger across your larynx, on your neck, and say these 6 letters. For example, me sound, ni sound, D sound. All the others you can practice as mentioned above, consonants. Versus P, T, K, F, and the like. These are supposed to be voiceless sounds which take us as itself. So compare, put your fingers on your larynx and check whether the sound is voiced or not, to use C or Z. These rules apply not only for verbs but also for nouns as well. For example, how do we pronounce C in the following words like book? Then after key, C comes books, hats, pots, maps. When it comes after the voiced consonants and vowels, pencils, apples, dogs, lemons, and the like. Can you note the difference in between voiceless and voiced? For example, eats, arrives, speaks, goes, sips, digs, drinks, comes. Rule number 6, the present singular form of a verb takes C sound, ES or IES can be also pronounced as Z if the preceding letter represents voiced sounds. Please avoid confusion about sounds and the letters as I mentioned above. Note that one letter can represent different sounds. Thus, knowledge of sound relatively later to pronounce words than letters. We have to focus on sounds rather than letters, because letters are the same but sounds change. One letter may represent different sounds. Therefore, sound in a context is better than that of an isolated way as letter. For example, ball, B-A-L-L, A but as, O sound, ant, ape, goat. For example, here in goat case, letter A has no representation at all, because actually it lengthens the vowel, but it has not visible significant representation. We don't say goat, G-O-A-T. We don't say goat, but got seems that no representation at all. Therefore, it needs to consider the sounds rather than the letters alone. If we know only one sound, we may wrongly apply it to another place. So, precaution. You may sound natural if you pronounce it as mentioned above. However, strict rules often restrict and people refrain from using English. Therefore, to what extent does it affect the meaning, convey the message in the conversation, the communication with others is a must. The pronunciation aspects and the other issues of the language can be developed through practice. I encourage you to listen, read, practice English, hear news, listen to news, try to work out the meaning, and practice listening how words sounded naturally by native speakers and the like. Thank you very much. If you have any question or suggestion, please try to use my comment button. Thank you very much.